In this video, we're going to have a look at the Hartland G2 range from Hamilton. So why should you consider using this range of sockets for your next project? Well, first of all, there's the concealed fixings. So as you can see, there's no visible screws on the front of the accessory here, which gives these accessories a lovely smooth and streamlined finish. To fix the accessory, you simply remove this robust front plate from the front here. Just give a little twist of the screwdriver there by popping it into the little cutout that's underneath, and then that just pops off just like that. And then it just fixes on like a normal socket front, and the front plate, when you're finished, simply pops back on. So what's the advantage of this? Well, not only does the socket look really good, it also removes that awful moment when you're installing a socket with a metal finish like this one, and as you get the screw just tight enough, it slips and the screwdriver engraves the front of the socket with a permanent testament to your ineptitude. So by doing the screws up first and then fixing the front plate after, you don't need to worry about slipping and spoiling the finish and then having to replace the whole accessory. Also, these accessories are helping in another way. I'm sure we've all been there when we've been trying to install metal switches and sockets onto recently painted or plastered walls, and we get the plastic gasket in place to prevent the metal from corroding, and then just as you're doing the screws up, that gasket slips out of place or distorts, and you're not quite convinced that it's going to do its job. Well, again, in the Hartland G2 range, that gasket is essentially part of the accessory in the form of this plastic moulding that you can see here that actually clips to the socket front, which then spaces the metal front off the wall, meaning it won't corrode from being in contact with paint or plaster. And also, that gasket won't slip out of place while you're screwing up the socket. In addition to this, if you're worried about other trades damaging your decorative fronts, you could leave these off until the end of the project and then go around installing them at a later date. The second reason that you should think about using this on your next project is the variety of finishes available. There's a lovely matte white finish, as you can see here. Now, I think this is a really underrated finish that deserves to get used a little bit more. It adds just a touch of something a bit different, a bit of class to a white socket, as well as enhancing its mechanical strength, as it's a metal front rather than plastic. I think that looks absolutely great. Then you've got some of these other finishes here. You've got the silver ones. If you like the shiny look, there's a bright chrome finish. And if you prefer the matte look like I do, then you've got this lovely satin stainless steel finish. Then there's black finishes, again, a kind of shiny version in the black nickel effect, and also just a matte black finish as well. Now there's just a couple of other finishes that I want to draw to your attention here. One of them is really great looking. It's this bronze finish, which is really handsome. When the light catches it, it's kind of got these little flecks of gold in there, which really take it up a notch. And then there's a brass finish. Now, normally when you hear brass switch, you probably think of a country pub with textured plaster walls and black painted beams with a shiny rope-edged brass switch to match the horse brasses that are hanging up on the mantelpiece. But actually, because this is antique brass, coupled with the slimline screwless element of the accessory, it gives this brass finish a different look and a whole new lease of life. Just don't install it in your granny's house or she'll have the brass on it. Joking apart, these brass and bronze finishes are phenomenally popular with interior designers, and they would look absolutely fantastic against some period wallpaper or dark wood panelling. So if it looks like your customer has an eye for high-class decorating, then this could be a great upsell for you to pass on. And while we're talking about finishes, the inserts for the accessories are available in either black, grey or white, as you can see here. Now there's a whole load of different accessories available in this range, switches and sockets, of course you'd expect that, but some great additions to these as well in the form of sockets incorporating USB chargers with ultra outlets for fast charging, and not only in the USB-A format, but also in the soon-to-be standard Type-C connectors as well, for when you're looking at perhaps a future-proofed installation. As well as these features, the Hartland G2 range also features front plates for grid components for you to build your own switching combinations, and also Euro plate outlets as well. Plus there's some great inserts for these, including this, again, fast charging USB outlet. A couple of things that I absolutely love about the grid switching stuff. First of all, the grid for the switches comes with the front plate, so there's no separate ordering needed and getting your 3 and 4 gang grids mixed up. And on the grid switch front, you get these great engraved 20 amp double pole switches pre-engraved with appliance names on there. And these really are just a bare sampling of the modules that are available and compatible with the Hartland G2 range. So that's the customer facing side of things sorted, but what about the Sparkies installing these accessories? Well, of course, we're interested in what's going on behind the scenes, aren't we? So let's take a look at the back of this double socket. Now the first thing that will jump out at you is the colour on the back of here. It's got this bright orange moulding that forms the back of the socket. So that's great if, say, your work van ever breaks down and you need to form an impromptu safety triangle. However, it makes your life as an electrician easier as well, because it's really easy to see the printing on the back of here. We've all been there with the black backed sockets trying to angle it so that the light catches the slightly raised end for the neutral terminal. None of that going on here, it's really clear. Plus the terminals are colour coded also. And one really nice little touch, Hamilton have also included this handy little guide down here to show the length that we need to strip our conductors to in order to terminate them correctly. So there we go, the Hartland G2 range from Hamilton. It looks great, it installs great, and it works great while being comprehensive and flexible. All in all, a really nice range of sockets and accessories that you should definitely consider for your next project. Thank you very much for watching.